Hi, today we will check the next big chapter of your life. So, all I want you to do is, I want you to pick up a number from 11, 22, and 33. And once you're ready, just hop over to your Bible. Hi, those who selected the number 11 or the first pile, this is your reading. So, broadly speaking, the next big chapter of your life is going to be a lot about learning, knowledge, and opportunities. It is also going to be about where you allow yourself to express freely and allow yourself your creativity to shine out. What you know that you have in you, you would allow that to be seen by the world. And honestly speaking, I feel this pile could be already thinking on these lines that they need to come out with their more authentic self. They need to really achieve their full potential, and how should they go about doing that. So each time they would be questioning the hows and whys. That is where I'm feeling that there must be a lot of blocks coming for you, of fear, of unknown, of not knowing how to manage a lot of things collectively, also not feeling very comfortable expressing yourself freely, feeling a little stuck. I want to say demeaned, or not demeaned, more like restricted. That you are maybe being demeaned by people around, or people around you are making you feel as if you are not good enough. So, the next big chapter of your life is going to be where you are going to completely come out of it. Now, the main card that we have here is of this yogini. So, when we look at this card, it's actually telling me a lot about solar plexus chakra opening. It's telling me about that how your throat chakra, and there is a lot of blue energy in the cards as well. I think this pile, they could also be people who are planning to start something like a YouTube channel or an Instagram account for their business or work. Or maybe at work they have realized that they need to open up a little bit more. They need to show who they are truly. So I feel that your throat chakra is going to open up, and at the same time your solar plexus chakra is also going to be healed. Along with that, I'm also sensing sacral also, because they are connected. Another strong message that I'm getting for this pile is this pile needs grounding along. Because once you are a little bit more contained, more at zen, that is when you would feel more comfortable in being truly yourself, and also feel receptive to feedback and whatever you are hearing about yourself. You would know how to compartmentalize it into what is truly practical and what can be discarded. But I'm definitely seeing a lot of knowledge here. Let me also just grab the book quickly for this, and then I'll give you messages by referring to the book as well. So what I'm getting here is that definitely it is also mentioning about knowledge and solar plexus. What it is also mentioning about is that there would very soon be a balance. I feel this pile maybe is just very overwhelmed with everything in their life right now, or with their situation, or they're really desperately waiting for the next big chapter. So that feeling of overwhelm is also going to subside. There's going to be like a nice balance where you would know how to go about managing things. So one thing that you can maybe do for this pile is there is a need to focus on a sound. So either it can be om, or you need to start listening to better music, but there needs to be certain time that you devote aside for yourself where you're drawing the energies and the inspiration from music, from sound. There's also bottom of the deck energy here that I'd like to look at. So when we look at this yogini, which is at the bottom of the deck, what it is telling me is that there is a lot of self-imposed restriction that you have created on yourself. There could be self-worth issues, there could be understanding and truly knowing who you are, and you may not be liking yourself in this stage of your life. You might be very critical of yourself. You might not be able to see the good and the right parts about you, and that is being a hindrance, because each time you want to break from your shell and you want to really go and achieve things, you must be like, but no, I don't have it in me. But let's also check from the book. So what it is telling me is that maybe as a child also, whatever opportunities or inspirations came to your mind, maybe they were not very appreciated or they were never really understood. So you also feel that, whatever thoughts or perceptions I had, they have always failed me. And anyway, as it is, I don't get a lot of opportunities to grow in life, to move ahead, to be truly who I am. So maybe you've also curbed that side of you a little bit, and you're focusing instead more on perception, that this is how I feel people perceive me, this is how I feel I should be perceived, or this is how I'm not able to build my own perception. So all that is definitely going to mitigate from this chapter onwards. You're going to realize your self-worth, and actually things are going to, in a synchronized manner, fall into place for you. You will get a lot of signs from the universe. You would feel that things are falling into place, and there would be a very strong support that would be provided to you, where you would realize that, okay, whatever I need to improve myself, I'm getting that, and as it is, I am somebody who has a certain capability. So that realization and the courage from that realization is also going to step in very soon. The other few cards, and there is a card that is twice, which is of Judgment. I'm kind of also feeling that this pile really needs to start taking their spirituality or their connect with the divine more seriously, because what I'm getting for this pile, you must be connecting to God or to divine whenever you're really stuck up, and then you're not able to build a practice around it. So this reading is a confirmation that you now need to start building a practice around your connection with the divine, and that is something that is truly going to be important. I'm also getting a couple of issues, either from the father or a male boss, or for some it could be a husband, like a very strong male energy in your life, which could be really restricting you, and it could be really making you feel as if you don't know how to go about expressing yourself. You might also be feeling a little intimidated or a little too scared in front of this person, and because of which you are not allow yourself to be who you are. Let me check for an advice here. So what you have to do is, you have to stand up for yourself, and you have to realize your true capability and potential, that you are a strong human, and you are somebody capable of leading. You are somebody that can drive your own life and maybe drive people as well, like if this is in regards to work, or if it's resonating on the work front for a few of you. So definitely there is a need to stand up and realize your true potential, and you're seeing that you're going to be entering that phase anyway. And for that, the ultimate message that you have to understand and undertake here is that you have to be constantly working. You have to constantly make that effort of improving yourself also. I am also getting a slight message that some of you may choose to study or may choose to pursue some sort of a education or some sort of a skill set acquiring going ahead. And whatever it is that you're looking for, those things are going to start coming to you very easily as well. So make sure that you are also putting in the effort, so that things that need to find you, they end up finding you as well. You're available for them to be found by them. And yeah, basically it's just saying that you are already going to be entering a zone of complete change, wherein you're going to be in your complete power. You're going to realize your true potentials, and you're going to take active steps on bringing them out to the world. But right now, the immediate step that you need to take is, you just constantly need to be looking at things both from a practical lens and an emotional lens, so that you know that what you need to keep and what you need to discard, and you need to just trust the path and the process, because this change is definitely coming for you. One thing that I would advise you to keep consistent here is, just try and build a practice around your spirituality, or however you try to connect with the divine. That is important. In case you don't, then try and figure a way if you can find some practice or some spiritual tool that you resonate with. So that is going to be truly helpful to you. But I see things taking a complete turn in the coming few months for you. If this reading resonated, then please ensure that you give me a thumbs up, and also don't forget to comment below. And I'm leaving you with my best of wishes. Bye. Hi everyone who picked the number 22 or the second pile. This is your reading. So we're going to start off first from a broad message from the cards overall. I have them laid out here in front of me. I have to say, one message I'm getting very strongly is that this pile is a little entitled or is a little amateur in their perspective of how to go about life and how to go about achieving what you have to. Some issue with the mic, so I had to pause it. Okay, so what I'm getting is that this pile could have a lot of codependency issues, attachment issues with people. And for them, I'm also getting this message that people who have picked this pile, they could also have a very idealistic view of the world, So it is not completely entitlement like a bratty entitlement. It's more like just seeing things from a very romanticized or an idealistic perspective where you feel, things just always fall into place and nothing wrong ever happens with me. And I know at the end I'm blessed. While that is a great outlook, but anything extra or too much of it can be a problem. So what I'm getting here is that it is becoming a bit of a problem now in your life because of this sense of dependence on people, on universe, or maybe just complete faith in your destiny. Because I'm also getting this message that some of you could be very oriented towards believing in destiny and believing in that things just happen right or they fall into place for you or things happen the way they are supposed to. This mindset is deterring you from going ahead and actually taking action on what requires to be taken action upon. So I see that in the coming phase, what's going to happen is, I think you're going to break out of your delusions. And you're going to break out of this mindset of, things will just fall into your lap, because it will not. Another thing that I'm getting is you might heal a lot about yourself, especially in regards to your family or your childhood issues, because of which you would start understanding your attachment issues, your over dependence on other people. It could be either hyper dependence or massive codependency, or for very few of you I'm getting some sort of a detachment, but it's also a detachment that is coming from hopelessness. So hopelessness again means what? That a part of you seeks some sort of a stable attachment. So the next big chapter of your life is where you're going to be breaking away from delusion and from this dependency issue on people, and you might actually start coming into your true power, which means that right now when you say, I just always end up attracting right things, I'm sorry, but I'm also getting this message that this could be just a coping mechanism of looking at things. It's almost like the grapes are sour story. So it's like that, what I have is enough, and what I don't have, I know it will happen for me. It's a great way to look at it, but unless you're actually taking action or you're also actively working upon it, it's not gonna happen. Like if you look at this card here, your charm that you're oozing out is great, but do you have the sword? Do you have what it takes to be moving ahead? Guys, ignore my nails. I have a bad case of biting nails. It's just come back in my life. So yes, that is what I'm getting definitely for you. Another thing that I'm getting for you is that there are a lot of blocks of heart chakra. You are not allowing yourself to realize the truth based on facts. You are looking at everything from a very emotional lens, and this is what is also creating dependency issues. And because of which, your outlook could also be a little about that, it's just all about how you look to the world. So right now, perception could be something that could be really important. But perception is great. But do you also have the metal in you? Do you have what it takes in you to bring out that perception in its truest form? So I think you would actually realize that is a part of yours that you need to build upon. What I'm getting is it's going to be a great period in regards to you becoming more wise, more calm, and not reacting to things immediately, but actually understanding the pros and cons of every situation and everything that you want to do in your life. I am also seeing some of you may actually start some sort of a project or some sort of a business, or something that is going to be exclusive to you, like not necessarily joining a job, but more like some sort of a side hustle or starting something that requires your complete effort and requires your strategy, you to be completely in charge and lead it. But while you're going to start this, there are going to be massive roadblocks you will experience in regards to your emotional health, in regards to your delusion. You might think, oh, it was easy, or you might have a different perspective from when you started, but on the journey, you might realize, oh, things are changing, they are adapting, and you also need to adapt quickly to them. And for some of you, I'm also getting this message that those who are in a very wrong relationship, where you also know, maybe a part of you knows that it's maybe not as intimate or as growth oriented as it should be, you are going to realize to break off it. You will take a stand, you will have that communication with your partner, and you will completely come off it. Now, coming to your other major change that I'm seeing for those who pick this pile, it's more growth of life and work related. There I'm seeing is where your major struggle is. So what I also feel for this pile is, this pile could be really good at a lot of things, and things that are about aesthetics and beauty and solution driven, something that completes something. Example, even if you are in a gift wrapping business, so once a gift is properly wrapped, that is like bringing the gift to complete its completion, right? Like where it's beautiful to present to somebody. So it could be anything like that. So while you do have mastery there, what I'm getting is it's going to be problematic for you right now to understand how to go about investing into that, taking certain decisions, taking certain calls. So if I can actually put it very concisely, the entire next chapter of your life is going to be breaking out of your old patterns and habits and how you perceive things. How you always thought that this venture or this relationship or whatever it is that you're in your life, experience, whatever you're experiencing right now, you're going to break out of that, because that facade will break. You would realize that how you saw things is not how they are meant to be seen. And there is another side to the story. There's another side to how things need to work in your favor and how you need to be putting yourself out there in the world. And that major shift is actually going to lead to a lot of benefit in your life. You will overcome a lot of challenges and overcome a lot of notions you had about life, about yourself, about people. And it's not going to be an easy path. I don't want to lie to you. It's not going to be easy. It'll feel anxious on most days. It'll also feel very pushy, like you, on most days you would also feel like pushing yourself and trying to get out, and then you might feel pulled back in again. But eventually at the end of it, getting out is definitely on the cards. You are definitely achieving towards a new phase. I was just taking the back of the deck energy. So you're definitely going to be moving ahead. Finances are going to be a problem in regards to however you want to take this ahead, and that is where you and your skills and the fact that you might have to acquire multiple skills or juggle between things is going to come to benefit. So multitasking is also going to be a major theme going forward. And I think this is only what is kind of breaking you out of your delusion or your rut, where you feel that, it should be easy, like people should come and help you, or there should be some sort of partnerships, or there should be always support of people. I think you're going to realize that you don't need support of people. What you need is your inner child to heal, your feelings to heal, and you need to break out of your delusion. Because once you do that, that is when you would be able to truly realize that all you seek you have in you, and there is a need of shift of perspective, that it's not all about what looks great on the outside. It's also about that what's happening inside, the behind the scenes. And once you would start understanding that, is when you would have successfully learned the lesson that no, you don't need anybody to make your dreams come true or to move ahead in life. You need to do this first alone yourself, and then the right people will follow. So right now, I would say that maybe it's a bit of an alone journey. It's not going to be bad. You're going to be supported. But maybe not as much as you feel in regards to your destiny and your unicorn view of the world. I'm getting that message. So it's not everything unicorn. And yes, it's about time that you also take the onus. So you need to become the horse now, which is you need to become hardworking, you need to be planned, and you need to tread forward. If any part of this resonated, then please to give me a thumbs up. Do leave a comment below, and I'm going to leave you with my best wishes. Bye. Hi everyone, those who selected the number 33, this is your reading. So looking at the cards, one broad message that is coming to me is that in terms of your emotional health, things are going to drastically change in your life. You would literally feel that not only you are so much in power and balance and control, but you see things for what they are. Your reactions to things are what they are, and which is not very impulsive. And you would be just happy to take things as they come. More like, go with the flow in regards to life and truly trusting that your life has a path for you. So what I'm feeling is that, this file has a lot of tough time drawing up boundaries or, cleaning up their emotional health. Because a lot of what you think is tied into the thoughts of your conditioning. Your beliefs are coming from what you have been taught growing up. However, with this particular card, what I'm sensing here is that all the should I not, maybe are going to become very crystal clear to you. You would realize if somebody or if some situation is good for you or not, and you would want to move ahead. If it is good for you, you would want to retain it. So that clarity is going to be there. What I'm also getting is, like I said, that you're not going to be very reactive. That is because you're actually going to practice a lot more mindfulness and be in the present. And that is truly going to help you in seeing things for what they are. And because of which your emotional hygiene is going to be amazing. And you would actually feel a little bit of a connect with the divine, that you know that there is somebody up there or some power up there that you can completely trust. Another message that I'm getting is that, as you progress further in your life, you would realize that the inability to say no or the fear to go against the tide because you don't know how that might pan out for you is going to vanish or move away. You would have this extreme clarity of how you need to move ahead in your life, what is a yes for you and what is a no for you, and there is nothing that is going to be stopping you. Why? Because it will all come from the deep wisdom that you have accumulated over the past few months and maybe up until your journey now. So I'm getting the message of extreme emotional well-being here, and the fact that this is a confirmation for you that your next chapter has actually started. Or for those who still feel could be like in the middle of it, it's literally starting in a week or so. So the next chapter of your life, you're already there, and it's about time that you quickly learn this lesson, which is where you understand how to be more mindful, be present in the now, and accordingly just assess and deduce from these situations. That's it. And you are in extremely zen mode, like your cards have so much energy of you just sitting and analyzing. Like, it's amazing. I also feel some of you are actually going to be starting up with your meditation in this period. If you have been thinking about meditating for a while, you are completely going to be starting your meditation in this period. Sorry guys, my dog is really annoying me. Let me just take him here so he stops bugging me. So you are going to be starting your meditation for sure within this period, and you're going to figure out ways in which you learn how to put yourself in a state of calm, in a state of simply observation, and not just wanting to move ahead or not wanting to control things, but simply see things for what they are. And this is the next phase that is coming to you very soon. So I feel such people must have been trying since a while to figure out some spiritual practice, or they must be devoting time to that also. And you will start getting consistent and regular with it. So that is a good message that is here for you. Another thing that I'm getting for you is very soon your faith and everything around you is going to become so big and so intense that you will just see that things are working out for you, because you would finally understand the power of surrendering. You would finally realize that yes, if you leave things to the divine, and if you leave things to the just to the universe, And if you don't try and control anything, if you just trust that what is happening is maybe right for you, you would actually start seeing that things are completely falling into place. And you are able to respond to every situation with a sense of calmness and peace. And you're just able to see things how they are, respond and move on, and not unnecessarily get attached or stressed or worked up by anything. One major concern that might be here is a little bit of finances or on the career front. What I'm also feeling is that you may feel that there's a lot that you're having to juggle. And for some of you now, I'm also feeling that there's a little bit lack of knowledge here. There is something that needs to be done to acquire more knowledge for your career, or acquire more skill set for your career. There's something more that needs to be done. So for some, it could simply be that just you need to be out more and pitching your business or your work more. So that is also going to sort you out on the career front. But yes, I am seeing a phase of extreme hard work, so that is going to be a non-negotiable. Another thing that I'm getting to see is that your perception about a lot of things in your life is going to completely change, and happily so. Like, you are so ready for it, it's like you've been waiting for it. And this is all going to happen because of you also learning and realizing that you need to find stillness, you need to center yourself, because of which you would realize that you have become a completely different person from what you were, and you are going to enjoy it. It's not going to be easy, it will come with certain triggers and challenges of its own as you will go further on this journey of finding your zen, if I can put it like that. But it's going to be extremely enjoyful to you. You're going to find it worth it, and that is a message that I'm getting for you, that at the end of it, when the storm would have gone away and the clouds would have cleared, you would actually realize that this was so needed. So you're definitely on a path of immense transformation, wherein you will actually be able to understand that what deserves your time and what doesn't. Oh, maybe you would be able to realize that what deserves your time and what doesn't. And you would be able to completely disassociate from things that are no longer serving you. And while you do so, you would not have a heavy reaction or anything. You would just see things for what they are. So even things in your life that you might not be able to completely put away, they might be challenging, but you might have to still go through the process of engaging with them. For them also, you would have a very peaceful and a zen-like approach. You would have immense faith in your spirit guides and the divine. And you would also spend a lot of time in the nature. I'm seeing a beach vacation for some of you. I am seeing spending time with water and enjoying that for many of you. And I'm also seeing that while you do that, you're going to be healing yourself, and you would allow yourself to be expressive in the way you are. And funnily, I'm getting that you would not need to express a lot. Like, you would be so happy with yourself that there would not be this need to justify yourself anymore. You would be completely okay with how things are, how you're being perceived, because you know what you are, and that is going to be enough for you. So a lot of the external issues of validation or perception, you've already passed all of those stages. And your next stage is just going to be you being extremely comfortable with yourself, you learning further that what deserves your time and what doesn't, who should be in your life, and all through this you are just simply observing. So that's a great energy. I'm also getting an energy here of something requiring a complete shift and change, as if you might realize that there is something you need to completely rebuild from scratch, or something that is completely broken down, and you need to have a new perspective in terms of how to tread forward. Kind of getting this message as if somebody is leaving a house, a city they never thought they would leave, or somebody thinking that okay, this was my path all along, and suddenly they have this epiphany that no, this is not my path and I should be doing something else. And you completely switching things, career, field, cities, emotions, friend circle, and moving into a completely new direction. While you'll do that, it will come from a space of immense security and yet again wisdom, and understanding of why you're doing what you're doing, and knowing that you have the power of divine with you. So there's nothing that you need to be worried of. Whatever you decide to leave, in the next chapter of your life is actually going to be the right thing. There's a lot of movement energy here of Chariot and Eight of Cups. So whatever it is that you want to move away from or you decide to leave, just trust it. Things will happen right for you. Just make sure that you're spending some time to sit down daily in silence, in a meditative state or in a state of dhyana. And if you're not able to do that, then it could be just a state of sitting down for 2-3 minutes and observing your thoughts, that what am I thinking right now. Just start building some practices of mindfulness, and whatever you're doing in terms of your spirituality, start building it into a practice. You're already doing it, just need to be more consistent, and things are going to be great for you. So that's it for this pile. If this reading resonated, please do give me a thumbs up and leave a comment below, and I'm going to leave you with my best wishes. Bye.